Hello, hello. I'm just going to wait for people to kind of come in, if we get anybody today. I have been doing a ton of drawing. Well, not a ton, but I have been drawing lately. And thought I would show you guys, if I can get it out here, some of the artwork I've been lately. Hello, hello, Jesse. I'm doing all right. How about you? I'm just going to be showing you guys. I'm going to probably do a little bit of drawing today. And hello, hello. I have not actually started packing up this house yet. On the 15th, in-laws are moving, so we've kind of been like going over there a little bit, helping out. The last couple days have been somewhat quieter, which is kind of nice for me. I've had a chance to just chill. Because I've been not feeling great the last few days. Allergies have been horrible, and just a lot of back and leg issues. So I've kind of been down, not feeling good the last 2 days. But that did give me a chance to do some artwork, and I thought I would kind of show you guys what I've been up to. I need to go out before I'm not feeling good. Yeah, I know the feeling. Yeah, I've not really wanted to go anywhere. I've been in my hip and my left leg and hip have been in a lot of pain the last probably, especially 2 days. And so it's just been kind of chilling. The other day, we were at my in-laws' house and just like had a crap ton of leg pain happening, and it kept feeling like my hip was going to dislocate. It's partially dislocated before, and I've been having a lot of trouble with it continuing to want to dislocate, which I really need to get into the doctor about. But yeah, so yeah, I've been doing a lot of like artwork, and a couple days ago, was it the day before yesterday, I decided I was going to do a 100% watercolor piece, and the only outline I had at all was a very light pencil sketch of the human in it. Really depressed myself, in pain. Yeah, it's, but so I wanted to do a 100% watercolor piece, and I really, really love watercolors. They are one of my favorite mediums to work in as far as paint goes. I've done acrylic before, a lot in my earlier years. I currently don't really have anything to do watercolors with, or not watercolor, acrylic with. Once we move, I am going to be focusing more on setting up my my art station. Does your incontinence get more severe when you're in pain? Yes and no. The bladder incontinence really stays the same, and there's really no change in that. Oh, the only thing that changes that is my hydration levels. But when I'm in a lot of pain and stuff, my bowel gives me crap. So because I have a J pouch and not an actual colon, my bowel habits vary greatly. If I don't eat, if I don't eat at all for the first half of the day, usually it tends to, because your body still produces, the acids and the mucus and all that, you're still going to go regardless of if you're eating. But it usually takes longer, which is sometimes one of the reasons I don't eat in the morning, but then it produces problems later on. So the other day I was in a lot of pain. I wasn't hungry. I had a headache. I just really wasn't feeling good. And I really didn't eat. And that night I just had a horrible time of it. I was up going to the bathroom like every half hour for like 3 hours. It was horrible. And then I finally fell asleep. I came down, took some Pepto-Bismol, finally fell asleep, and but I ended up waking up to a messy diaper because I was so out of it and I had diarrhea that my body just kept on going. And that's one of the issues with having a J pouch, because I've had so many surgeries done on the rectum and in the sphincter muscle area, that the secondary muscle that controls your bowel during your sleep is weak. So I tend to have accidents a lot when I'm sleeping, especially when I'm not feeling good, when my bowels are very loose. So, yeah. But anyway, so this here is the artwork that I have been doing. And I did one piece in complete watercolor, 100% watercolor. You can kind of tell it's wobbly. That's because of the watercolor. This isn't watercolor paper. It's just mixed media paper, which I really need to get some watercolor paper. And the second one, which is this big one, I did in marker, and you can kind of tell. And those of you who follow me on Facebook or Twitter or something may have seen this already, but I did the whole piece again in marker, because I just wanted to see the difference in style and the difference in how a different medium works on the same image. And once again, I started off with just a simple outline, very, very light outline of the baby and some of the background. But this is the first one I did, and I am so in love with this little guy. He will be framed and put in my sewing room when we move, so long as I can find the right frame. But this is called Resting Galaxy. And if I get it closer, you can really see his blanket is a little galaxy. And he just turned out so beautifully, just so wonderful. There are some mistakes. Watercolor isn't wholly predictable. I was testing some ideas out on this one. But this is my little guy, and I love the way he turned out, and was so, so pleased with him. I just keep staring at this picture all day, like yesterday, all day. I've had it sitting next to me, and I impressed myself with this one, and he just turned out so perfectly how I wanted him to turn out. And so yesterday, with my drawings, I always, let me see if I can find it here without dumping everything over. I literally have my art station over here. It's messy as can be. But when I'm doing artwork, I always keep a plain lined, or either pencil, or I line it with my art marker or art pens. I always have a plain copy. And this is just so that in the future, if I find, if something ruins one and I need to fix it, I always have a blank copy on hand. And that's just something I will always do, because number one, it enabled me to do this. So, but I always keep the blank copy on hand. And then this is the second one. This is the one that I did with marker. The only thing that is not marker is the galaxy. I did use watercolor to make the galaxy. But this is him. This is the other one. Now, I did improvements after the first one. I did change the window up. I made it more like an actual windowsill and things like that. And did a little bit more wood grain on this one. And, in the future, when I'm working on watercolor, I can do something like this with watercolor, but this was just kind of one of the first times I've picked up watercolor in a long time. And it was so fun, and I'm falling in love with watercolor and paints all over again. But this is kind of the side by side. It is bigger. The kid is still the exact same size, but I did pull the blanket out a little more and made the window a little bit different. But this is the side by side of them. And I still am wholly in love with this one. He is definitely the one that totally speaks to my heart. And honestly, it's either a boy or a girl. It really doesn't matter. But this piece is called Resting Galaxy. And I am so pleased with that. So, but I kind of am taking a little bit of a couch day today. I really should be sewing, but I'm in so much pain today that I just have to chill. And because we may or may not be doing stuff this weekend, I'm not sure. We have a block party in town, and I'm not sure if we're going to go to that or not. It starts tonight, or today. So we may or may not stop by that. I am not wholly sure. Kind of depends on how everybody's feeling, if Andrew has to work tonight or not. But yeah, so I've been just chilling and drawing. Oh, I'm considering starting to work on my pieces for my nursery, and I do have a couple of them already sketched and done. Not done, but already sketched. And this is one of them. And I did use a reference for the layout. I did not copied it, but I wanted it to look similar to the reference picture, and this is what it's going to be. And then I also have one more that I've got done up already. And then there's going to be another one of this same size, and then I want to do one more. And I'm really thinking I want to do these in watercolor, either that or acrylic, and I can't quite decide. But either way, that's going to be how it is. So I'm planning 4 art pieces of artwork, and honestly, this one may go in my room as well. I'm not sure. But I'm planning 4 pieces of artwork for my nursery. And so far, I've been debating if I want to change my theme up at all, just for the purpose of doing something that's a little more easy to decorate with. But I still really do love the jungle theme, so I'm probably going to stick with that one. But I'm kind of wanting to attack these. I'm not sure, but I do kind of feel like drawing. And so, yeah. But I don't know. I'm kind of trying to figure out what I want to draw. I need to, I got watercolor on this one, but that's okay. I'm just really, really wanting to get back into my art more, because I am going to be here purchasing before too long. Once we move and everything gets settled, my sewing room and everything is the last thing we're going to pack up and move, because I do have orders that I have to complete. I've been getting a lot of them. I have 3 to work on right now, plus I have sewing for my mother-in-law that I need to do one of them before they leave on the 15th. So, but that one literally will take me like 2 hours and I'll be done. Okay, so my thing just totally froze apparently, but let's see. Hi, Johnny. Yes, when you're stressed, or it depends on the type of incontinence you have. For me, I have, mine is nerve death. Therefore, I have no feeling in the bladder. So it really doesn't change. The only thing that really affects my incontinence is if I am touching water, like if I'm running water, like washing my hands or something like that, or doing dishes, the water makes my bladder go, which is kind of funny. But yeah, rapid weather changing can affect it. That stuff affects the rest of my physical stuff a lot more than my incontinence. My incontinence has been pretty steady. The only thing that really changes is the bowel incontinence. If I am sick, yeah, there's no controlling it. So yeah, but thankfully I've had a fairly decent time of good bowel incontinence, which is nice for me. I really hate the bowel incontinence. I don't care about the urinary incontinence at all. That's just second nature. But the bowel incontinence, it takes a lot more cleanup. It takes a lot more, effort and stuff like that. So, but yeah. Oh, I finally got to go swimming the other day. They have opened up our second pool. What am I up to today? I am just chilling with crazy hair, apparently. Just kind of chilling today. I was sewing and drawing yesterday. I'm in a lot of pain today. I haven't even gotten up to take pain meds. I only have ibuprofen, and it's not really touching the pain, unfortunately. So I don't really take it much, because if it's not going to help, I'm not going to take it. But unfortunately, I have a doctor that refuses to prescribe anything that helps. It's kind of policy at this place. They don't prescribe narcotics or anything like that. So, yay me. I really do need to get into the doctor, though. I do have an appointment coming up next month. it's almost exactly a month away, actually. But yeah, I do have an appointment set up to get in to talk to her. So, but yeah, no, I'm thinking about drawing today. I'm not really sure what I want to draw. A lot of, if you guys can see this right here, this is a notebook or a binder of reference pictures that I've printed out over the years. Well, not over the years, but in the last couple of years, I should say, since I've had a printer. And what I kind of just like, if I see like an image I like on Twitter or Instagram or something, what I do is I save it to my computer, and then I'll use that as a reference for the future. Like this picture here was my reference for this. And I just wanted that body position. And I just loved it. And I thought it would just look so cute with the baby like falling asleep on the floor and stuff. So like, that's kind of what I mean by references. I don't copy everything, but I do take aspects of a picture, either a body pose or an outfit or a hairstyle. And I use that to assist me, because I am not the greatest at drawing yet. I use it to assist me with ideas, and many artists actually use references. You know, I'm working on my ability to sorry, just moving questions. I'm working on my ability to just come up with something. I have another recent artwork over there that I just don't have the energy to get up. But my little kitty is chilling asleep on the couch. He's been a little bit of a twerp today. My nursery is looking fantastic. Yeah, the nursery is actually going to be changing because we're moving, and I have to pretty much reset up the whole thing. In a slightly smaller, I'm not sure if it's smaller bedroom, but it's a different type of layout, so that's going to be interesting figuring out. But it's going to be changing. Oh my God, this hair is just ridiculous. But yeah, so that's hey kitty. He's just been annoyed at me all morning. He woke up. Nobody fed him this morning, so he didn't get fed until like 11:30, and he usually eats at like between 6 and 9 in the morning. And he was not a happy camper this morning. But he didn't wake me up very early either. So usually he tries to wake everybody else in the house up if I'm not getting up, because they get up for work before I get up. But he's been kind of grumpy. He wants to go outside, but it's really kind of too hot for me. And with the allergies, I just, ugh. So I told him, no, we're staying inside. So he sat by the bird for like an hour, and now he's chilling on the couch next to me in the sun. I look terrific. I do not. I have crazy hair. My haircut is like undercut, so this side is supposed to be over this way, but I haven't wet it down since, because I always sleep on this side. So my hair is like slowly over the night going this way, and it gets really funny looking, but yeah. So, but yeah, not too much is going on today. We may or may not go to a block party. Like I said, we have downtown, they have the one bar sandwich shop place does a block party. We are moving again. We are, my in-laws are moving out of state for a job. My father-in-law got a job back in Montana, where they are originally from. So they are moving back to Montana. My mother-in-law's mother also lives there, and her brother and family live there. So that's where my boyfriend is initially from, is Montana. So they're actually moving back there on the 15th. And we are going to be moving into their house for the next year or two to fix it up and sell it for them. Just because the time frame that they had was, not enough time frame to sell the house before they moved. So we're moving in to fix it up and live there for a while we fix it up. And so it gets us out of the apartment life for now, and gives us more space, a better neighborhood. I am so tired of dealing with this neighborhood. It's not even funny. And I'm just ready to not live in an apartment anymore. So, but this move will be for at least a year, if not 2, depending on how fast we can get the house fixed up and sold. But yeah. So I am excited. I really do like their house. The only downside to their house is they have the steepest driveway on the face of the planet. My car cannot get up this driveway because its back end and front end are too big. But that'll mean I have to walk up and down the driveway a little bit, which is fine, but it's hard. So that's really the one downside to this. The rest of it is like the three main bedrooms are on the first floor, along with like living room, kitchen, bathrooms. And then there's a bedroom downstairs with a bathroom and a family room, storage room, things like that. There's the master room. I won't be sleeping in the master room just because I am so, what's the word? Such a weird sleeper with the insomnia and stuff, and me always going to sleep later. Sounds like a bad. Yeah, it's really bad. Honestly, you have to have like a really tall car or a car with short front and back. Kind of like my boyfriend's Jeep can get up at no problem, and things like my in-laws have a Kia Soul and a Kia Sorento. Those get up at just fine. We're talking about eventually getting a RAV4. That'll be perfectly fine to get up at. It's just you have to not have a huge back end and front end. But yeah. So I don't know. Can y'all hear me okay? Is it better if I use my headphones with this? But yeah. So that's kind of what's going on. We are not moving right away. We're going to do it over a couple of weeks. Okay, you can hear me. I'm just making sure because I never know how good this mic is. For things like Discord and stuff, it sucks. But for this, it seems to be okay. I don't know. I usually use my headphones, but I did break them. That was not fun. But I do need to get a new pair. But we are probably moving. I mean, we're hoping to be mostly moved in by September 1st. We have our apartment until the 30th of September, so we have to be fully moved by then. But we do have company coming into town at the beginning of September, and I really want to be in either one place or the other, not living between the two. So I personally want to move in by the end of August. We'll see if that happens. But it's hard to believe that it's already the 10th, and my in-laws are moving in a few days. Okay, I need to plug in my computer. I totally forgot that I hadn't plugged it in yet today. But yeah. So I would love you guys to comment kind of either on my channel or on this video or whatever, what you guys would think of if I were to start doing like an art channel or a crafting channel, because like with some showing you kind of what I do with the art and the sewing and stuff like that. I probably won't do a ton of sewing, but I would love to kind of start a little bit of an art channel and stuff. What is going on? Oh, that's from Discord. I just have a little bit of allergic reaction going on. Yeah. My allergies have been kind of bad the last couple days because Joanne's decided to bring in the pine cones already, and I'm allergic to them, and I went in there not knowing they were there, and I have been kind of having reactions since then, which is not too fun for me. But yeah, well, now you can see the key. He is in such a like I give no fucks mood. Kind of funny. I'm going to close this for a while because it's starting to heat up. No, you don't need to go in there. Come here. Hi. He's just like, why? But yeah, thank you. Thank you for the well wishes on the move. My leg itches so bad right now. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to decide what I want to do today. I thought I would stop in. I know I haven't uploaded or anything. So an art channel would be nice. Yeah, and there's not many, like, the cool thing is, like, okay, now he wants the window back open. He's mad I closed it. There's nobody that really does an AB art channel. And it's not that it would be 80 particularly. It would really be about the art and what I draw. But I do draw a lot of. Thank you. I got it from Walmart for like $7, and it's really cool because it actually has embossed letters on it. It says like Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. It is a period of Civil War. Basically, I think it says what the things say when they scroll down. I don't know. But it's an awesome shirt. I also got a shirt that says cleverly disguised as a responsible adult. That one was Andrew's pick. He actually got me and my roommate Zelly matching ones. Keep your binkies held together during the movie. Yeah. I'm actually going to hopefully be buying a new binky from adultpacifier.com. That's my hope, because I've gotten a lot of orders lately and a lot more coming in. I really want to try a Nux 7. It's been years since I've tried one. The last one I tried, I did not like at all because it was put in a baby pacifier guard that wasn't made for it, whereas now they've got the big guards that are made to go with these. So I really want to try it. I actually know the guy that runs the website, and I'm really wanting to give it a try. I'm just scared to order a 7 because it's like, what if I don't like it and then I'm stuck with it? So I'm kind of still debating, am I going to order a 7 or a 5? But yeah, binky. All my stuff from my bedroom will get packed in a box together. It's not going to. Binkies will probably go in the box with all my bottles and stuff like that. But the way we're moving this time is we're kind of like taking, okay, we're going to take a couple of boxes here and there, and then eventually, probably at the end of the month, we're going to load up the big stuff like the couch and the bed and all that, and then we'll move that over. I'll try. I will try. I'm really trying to see. I want to talk to the guy that runs it and see if I can actually work something out with him to do a trade with an outfit and a binkies and stuff. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I would love to do that, but I haven't had the courage to approach him about it yet. So, but yeah, I will definitely try to do possibly a live unboxing. That would be cool. There's one rule we kind of have in our house for littles is when they get a package regarding little stuff, you have to wait for daddy to get home. So that depends. If he's home, I probably won't do it live, but we'll see. Usually I can be like, hey, I want to do this for a video, but I'm really, really hoping to do the binky purchase here soon because Puppy needs a new one too, because my daddy is also a puppy, and we kind of he's a switch, so we flip-flop back and forth. And he has the horrible, horrible habit of when he uses his binky at night, he clenches his teeth and he ends up biting through it. And because he has the one from Baby Pants that isn't a real strong, I mean, it's a silicone, but it's like a weird silicone. It's not like the Nux 6s or whatever. Because he has that one, he tends to bite through them. So I have a pacifier that's just plain right now with no nipple in it, and I'm probably gonna go use one of mine's. A binky collection so far. I could do that. I haven't done a binky collection. I don't have a very big collection because I don't have a ton of money. We don't have a real expendable income. But I'm kind of hoping to get into I would love to do some making and selling of like personalized custom binkies. But there's a lot of people who already do that. So it's kind of like, I don't know how well I would do, but because I already do so well on Etsy with the other stuff. But yeah, I could do a binky collection. That'd be something I could do. But I know I was planning on, I could do it soon, but I was planning on, because I did so many videos on the swimming with incontinence, I was hoping to do, my neighbor's doing the poppy things. It's annoying. But I was hoping to show you guys what I use for my swimming. But now the swimming season is coming to a close before too long. I don't know if I will. But I did finally get to go swimming the other day. That's really distracting. I did get to go swimming the other day. Finally, they have had both pools here. They have two pools. One's over here, one's over there, and they've been closed because one of the kids in the community went and got into the pool closet there and dumped all the chemical into the pool, as well as threw all of the furniture into the pool. So they had to close that pool. And they hadn't had this one open yet. So they finally opened that one. Do swim diapers feel wet when swimming? It depends on what you're using. The only reason to use a swim diaper is if you have incontinence issues or bowel incontinence issues. They're not meant to really hold urine. If you get a disposable one, it will hold a little bit of urine, but no, they don't really feel wet when you're swimming. Just because your whole body's wet, you don't really feel the difference. My current diaper situation, I use my cloth diaper without inserts in it as a swim diaper. So the only point to a swim diaper is to hold in feces. There's absolutely no reason to wear a swim diaper if you're just incontinent, unless you want some sort of protection between the pool and your, wherever you're living or in between before you get in the water. Other than that, the only reason to use it is for bowel incontinence. So I oftentimes am like, do I even need to wear one? But I do have the weird, like if I use a muscle or something that in the wrong way, I do have issues with being able to control it. Can swim diapers feel weird to wear? Not really. Depending on the swim diaper. If I've used disposable pull-ons from North Shore, it felt like a pull-up, just a thinner version of a pull-up. And it didn't really feel weird when I was in the water either. But I feel like a pull-up version like that isn't really going to do much when it comes to feces. However, when I went to the lake using one, my roommate dumped sand down my back and into my diaper, and it did hold the sand. But that was annoying as fuck. But with my cloth diaper that I use, which if you're going to do it, hands down, do a cloth diaper. I just use a pocket diaper shell, so it's just got the liner. No inserts or anything, because all you need it to do is be able to catch. It doesn't need to absorb. And so the cloth diaper is fantastic for that because the leg elastics are so much stronger than a disposable pull-up. And seriously, like nothing's getting out of that really. And the funny thing is when you go into the water, especially if you slowly go in, you kind of create suction. So as you're going in, the air is being pushed out of the diaper, causing it to kind of hug your body. And I've learned that if I do it properly, it'll suction and I won't get much water in the diaper itself. But if I loosen up that suction, that's when I have the issue. And that's actually interesting because I did find that, hey, if I do pee, it is going to hold it to some degree, because when I take it off, if I don't unsuction it and let the water out, like usually what I'll do is I'll grab the leg of the diaper and just unsuction it and let the water kind of flow out. If I don't do that, I end up with, when I take it off in the house, it goes everywhere. And it always makes me laugh. But the cloth diaper is definitely the way to go. I feel like it does the best job at containing everything. And you are still going to get water in it to some degree. It does suction to your body a little bit if you're just slowly getting in the water. But it's definitely the combination I have, which is a Tykables romper and a cloth diaper. With no inserts. You don't want to use an all-in-one, because then you're going to have the heaviest diaper on the face of the planet. Good morning, Tristan. But the cloth, you have to have it with nothing in it, really. Maybe one insert, but it's going to absorb that water and be really heavy and hard to swim. So that's why I just used the cover of it. But the Tykables rompers are fantastic as a swimsuit. Oh my God, because I don't like to wear just a regular swimsuit. I like to have like shorts to it. I like to have a little bit of a sleeve to it. And so the Tykables rompers are the best thing I've ever found for swimming, and that is what I wear. I actually need to get another one so that I can have one to wear and one for swimming, because I don't want to destroy the one that I want to wear with chlorine. And I do always wash it as soon as I'm done. It goes right in the washer. It gets washed and dried. So you do have to be a little more focused on that. I am hoping eventually to make one out of like a swimsuit material so that it's not as damaged. Oh, there's a dang fly in my house, and I really hate that. You get the flyer, kitty. He's flying around. But yeah, it's been my best option for swimming since I've been in cotton, and I've tried a lot of stuff. So yeah, it's a great option. Excuse me. My pets are starting to wake up. My bird is like playing peekaboo from behind his mirror. He's being a goofball. He's been molting. So, can plastic or PVC vinyl pant cover? Yeah, I guess it could. I like the PUL and the microfleece. Like my diapers have the outer shell is PUL, which is waterproof but breathable. And then the inside shell is microfleece, which is just super soft and comfy. You possibly could use like a plastic pants, but I think it would just be really uncomfortable, because if you're not wearing a diaper with plastic pants, that is so uncomfortable. So you'd probably want to have something that does have a softer lining to it. Really, all you need is something that's going to snug up around your legs and your waist so that nothing can escape if you do mess yourself while swimming. I have only ever messed myself while swimming once, and it was just like a little teeny bit. But I do wear it just on the off chance, because sometimes when I'm exercising and moving around, I do have issues. So I do always use a swim diaper on the off chance that it happens. I have paint all over my computer, which is kind of funny. But yeah, PVC, I mean, you could, but you really need that lining. Otherwise, it's going to hurt and chafe like crazy. So I wouldn't recommend doing just that. It's really not that expensive. Like if you purchase, like even for one of mine, like I do diaper covers as well, which are basically the same as they're basically the same, just one has an opening for inserts, one doesn't. But like if you were to purchase one of mine for swimming, seriously, it would last you for years, because especially if you're only using it for swimming, it's going to last for forever. Do I wear goggles or a cap while swimming? No cap. Nope. I do wear goggles sometimes if I'm going to be like swimming underwater a lot. But most of the time I don't. I kind of just swim and float around and do some of my exercises in the water. I can't just swim and swim and swim. I can't do laps or anything like that. No, my pets do not freak out. My cat will try to catch them sometimes, but he is the laziest thing when it comes to bugs. And they don't even face him. My bird, like if they fly in his cage, he'll kind of like look at it, but no, they do not freak out. Not at all. I have some of the most chill pets on the face of the planet. As you can see here, he has just been like this all day long. But I am happy that he does this because, before his surgery, he was not chill. Yeah. Once in a while, my cat will catch and eat things, but it depends on how fast they are. I don't wear earplugs because the mail carrier. It was kind of funny you bring that up, but yesterday I got fabric delivered for an order, and the cat came running down the stairs with me when I came to get the door, and I opened the door, and he is about to shoot out the door and go sit in the sun. His shooting out the door means he goes about 2 feet and flops down on the concrete to warm up. But I opened the door. He started to go out, and then he saw the UPS guy, and he sat his butt down right at the threshold of the door and just meowed at the guy. Meow. And it was so funny. He said it sounded like one of those toys where you flip it up and down and it makes a sound. Usually it's like a cow or something. Sometimes there's like toy baby bottles that like do a sound. Yeah, if I was doing something like that, yes, I would use goggles. I do use goggles if I'm going to be underwater, but I don't if I'm just like the other pool that we have is literally, I think it's like it's like mostly about 3 to 4 feet, and then there's one spot that probably dips down to like 5 feet, something probably close to 5 feet because I'm 5'4" and I can't quite touch it without getting my mouth under. But my roommate can, and she's like 5'5.5" or 5'6", so it's like 5 feet at the deepest point. So there's really, I'm not swimming underwater a lot. I'm not I'm not jumping in or anything like that because it's too shallow for that. So I don't when I'm in that pool. But if I'm like out where I'm going to be like swimming underwater in a deeper pool, then yeah, I will wear goggles. Is a bowl? Oh, so it dips, yeah. That's kind of what this one does here, the smaller pool. I love having the smaller pool open right now because nobody's in it. Every time I've gone over there, there's been no one in it. And I don't know if it's just they don't realize that one's open or they don't like it, but that pool is awesome and I love it. A moped scooter. I personally, I don't really care. I'm not much of a scooter. Like, I don't like motorcycle scooter type thing. Yeah, deep ends are really fun for like jumping in. I don't dive, because I just don't know how to, and I just don't like it. But being able to like jump in is fun. But honestly, I'm not a crazy water person. I just like to swim and float and be in the water. I tread water a lot, and I just chill in the pool. And I do swim and do some exercises because when I'm in the water, that's the best. That's the easiest way for me to exercise and everything. It takes the pressure off my joints and stuff like that. So that is one thing I will miss when we move is the pool. But it's almost they're about to close the pools here because I think they close them on Labor Day or September 1st or something like that. So um, once we move, really swimming season's going to be over unless you're indoor, which that we may do over the winter. There are a couple of indoor pools here. One you have to join the gym. Another one is just like the city is open to it. So we may or may not do that. But next year we'll probably do something. Have I thanked you for being on YouTube? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I get thanked for being on YouTube a lot. But you're welcome. I am happy to help with everybody. You know, I really started my channel to be a help to people. And I'm glad that I have fulfilled that, you know, and I really do enjoy it. You know, I'm not crazy YouTuber. I don't really make money off of YouTube, but it's just me kind of hanging out with people and helping out. There's always a bathtub to float in. Yeah, except for when you're dealing with apartments and stuff, they're small. So they're really narrow to the point of if you're at all heavy set like me, they're really teeny tiny. And I hate that. When we move, I think the tubs are a little bit wider. We are going to work on, because we're basically completely redoing the backyard to some degree, we're going to hopefully put in a surface that will be able to have like a hot tub or a pool, like a small pool, you know, one of the ones you set up with PVC pipe and the liner, something like that. That's the hope for next summer. But I'm not much of a. For some reason, swimming does not usually make me pee, but taking a bath does. About 8 times out of 10, if I take a bath longer than about 10 minutes, I will pee in it. And it's exceedingly frustrating. I think it's just the warm water as opposed to the cold. I don't know. And it's the not moving as much type thing. But yeah. Thank you. So I have been stuck using this e-cig for the last 2 weeks about. When I went to my e-cig shop last time, I just mentioned to them that I had some issues with it. Like, it was melting the battery casing of my batteries, and it was, I don't have one to show you what it's like, but basically there's the e-cig box, then there's the tank, and then there's like a little cap where the battery goes. The little cap was heating up to the point of I actually had a couple of burn marks on my fingers from it, and it was also melting the casing around my batteries. So I went to get e-cig fluid, and I'm like talking to him about it, and he's like, it should not be doing that. And he's like, let me call my boss and see if we can possibly get you a replacement because this one's defective. And I told him what it was doing and the fact that it's not using a battery like it should. Once, like you fill up the battery, my boyfriend can get the whole thing. Like, it'll go from full to empty. I will answer that question in just a second. And mine was only using about half. So they took it back to the distributor, and they are going to replace it. But at first they said we can only replace it for the same color. And I basically told them, I don't care what color, just I need my e-cig because I'm stuck with this thing and it's crap. And so they finally called me yesterday, and they're like, look, they don't have the color in. They said we could give you a different color, but she didn't grab one because she thought that I would want the exact same color, that I would want the pretty one. So when they called me yesterday, I told them, look, I don't care about the color. I just want my e-cig back. So it should be in tomorrow or Monday. If you had a mobility scooter chair, do you want to have a seatbelt on it? Not necessarily. I would love to have a mobility scooter because I just have so much issues with my walking. I do use scooters at the store whenever they have them because I just can't make it through a store right now. Seatbelt, not necessary. Binky collection so far. You could maybe give a history on each one, not just show them. That's true. Jesse, I'm not sure. I have never personally had one, so I really can't say on that. I've had a wheelchair for a little while. I've had walkers and things, but I have never had a mobility scooter. They're not cheap, but it is something we are going to look into. Tristan, thank you for liking my videos and such. You are welcome. I'm happy to help everybody. There's not much of a history to most of my stuff. Excuse me. But I could go into a little bit of it. But that's something I'll have to think about. One of these days I just need to do a like complete AB collection video because I've got a few items of clothing. I don't wear them much right now. I don't know why. Like, I'll wear them if like Daddy puts me in them, but I don't wear them out as much. I honestly need to I really do need some onesies. I have 3 from Onesies Down Under that are fantastic, but one of them is very baby, obviously baby. The other 2 I can wear as shirts. I'm not a huge fan of tucked in shirts when I'm out and about, so I haven't worn them much because when I'm at home, I wear just a t-shirt and a diaper. So, but yeah. I have some that I have made, but for me, I've been like using like the onesies I have been developing, my pattern with, and I try it out for myself. So I have like probably 2 or 3 that I don't wear. And I honestly need to sell them because I know they'd fit someone. They just don't fit me properly because I've worked on my pattern on those. I have one that is a long sleeve one. I will wear it like crazy in the wintertime, but it's just been too hot to wear my long sleeve onesies. And I am in desperate need of clothing. But because of the like comfort level and my issues with pain and stuff, I have to kind of be picky. So I need to make a lot of mine. And I just made a pair of pants yesterday. Excuse me. I just made a pair of pants yesterday that I absolutely love. And I've got fabric to make a pair of jeans for myself that's comfortable. Why is it cheaper to get an e-bike than it is for most people? I have no clue. Permission to say you look just perfect, onesie. Thank you. I love my onesies. That's the thing. I do love them. It's just that I forget to put them on. Because a lot of the onesies that I have are like, I like my baggy shirts when I'm laying around, and I love my onesies, but something that I have to watch out for because of my leg issues, if I have something that's around my leg other than my diaper, and sometimes the diapers cause this issue, but if I have something around my like my thigh, it can actually contribute to the pain quite a bit. So I have to be careful. Like right now, I couldn't really put one on because that would just cause too much pressure in that area. They stretched my femoral nerve years ago, and if I wear things around my waist that are too tight, or it like jeans, that's why I'm making my own jeans, because most of the time the jeans drive my nerve crazy. Or if I have something like, I can't wear plastic pants for that reason. So I have to be careful when I put stuff on like that. So it's annoying, but I mean, I've had my onesie, like my laundry's over here, right over there. My onesie is sitting on top, all folded and ready to go. I just haven't worn it in a while. So, but yeah. So that's kind of things. I am just. I'm having fun chatting with you guys. I may or may, I don't know if I'll leave. I've been debating because I've seen a lot of people like put their live streams up for a little while and take them down, because I think the fact that they're so long eventually affects your analytics a little bit. So I um, may think about taking them down here. I don't know. Major chafing, pain, and rubbing cloth is not fun. It's not even chafing that's the problem. It's literally the pressure that clothing gives on certain nerves causes extreme pain. Using your binky still calm me down? Yes. Yes, it does. I've been on a phase where I'm not as into my binky lately. Partially because I have such bad allergies in the summer that I cannot breathe through my nose. So if I'm sucking on a binky, it's hard for me to breathe. Like, it's hard. I can't really breathe through my nose, especially on this side. Look a bit tired today. I am slightly tired. It's been a rough few days. I have not been sleeping well. Yesterday, just because of the bowel, my bowel has been so crazy at night that I'm not getting to sleep till like 3 or 4 in the morning. Yesterday, my roommate, I about killed her. She came in at like 9 o'clock in the morning. I had only been asleep for 3 hours or 4 hours. And she came in and like stood outside my door and played the Never Ending Song from Lamb Chops, and I about killed her. I told her when I woke up, don't ever do that again. Seizures have been okay. Knock on frickin' wood. I haven't had one in probably a month or two. So they haven't been horrible. I've also been, working a lot on self-soothing, deep breathing, things like that to help when I'm feeling anxious. My allergies are not great year-round. I have indoor allergies too, like dust and dust mites are a huge trigger for me. And I have asthma and things like that. And I just have, in general, bad sinuses. So it's a year-round thing. But when there's like pollen everywhere, they just get a lot worse. I can feel it in my throat. I can feel it in my sinuses. I honestly probably need to have like my sinuses drilled and things like that, but I'm not insured at the moment. So, but yeah, it's very hard to breathe right now with my nose. It's just like I can feel it in this sinus especially. And that's kind of been the story of my life the last few days, because we've had weird weather where it's like rainy, then nice, then rainy, then nice. So it's like, but yeah. So living in a house that is 100% carpet except for the bathrooms and the kitchen is not fun. In the new house, everything is like a hardwood floor. Well, not hardwood, but it's a hard floor. The only spots that might be carpet are going to be bedrooms. Actually, my 2 bedrooms, not the master bedroom. So there is one aspect of that. I can take care of dust a lot better that way. But just with my issues, my asthma, my allergies, my sinuses, all that stuff. I don't keep a binky in my mouth all night. Like, I will go to sleep with it, but it won't stay in, and then it falls down my bed and all that stuff. That kind of drives me crazy. I'm kind of hoping that a Nux 7 is actually going to help that, because with a Nux 5, it's so short that if I open my mouth at all, it's going to fall out if I open it to breathe. Whereas with I don't have one down here to show you, and I'd have to run up and get one. But when I'm holding a binky in, and did you ever have a female friend who did tell you that you might want to try wearing? No, I did not. By the time I became incontinent, I had very few friends. I had one friend that knew about it. And she actually was really supportive of it. But yeah, but I didn't really know. I didn't really because I came into the community so late in life. It was none of this, like, I have a couple of memories of sneaking diapers when I was very, very young. But for the most part, no, I didn't seek it out. I didn't even know what an AB was, and I didn't really realize I had any desire for the AB lifestyle till I was probably 19, 20. So, nope. But yeah, this thing, I've had arguments with people about this, but so as an asthmatic, there are certain things that help, and everyone's like, well, you smoke, that's going to make your asthma worse. No, it's not the case. Menthol actually really helps me with freeing up my lungs and my sinuses a bit. There's no menthol in this one, which is annoying. But so when I was smoking cigarettes, the menthol and the actual nicotine were helping to kind of open things up. While it's inherently bad for you, yes, I do not condone smoking for that at all, because there's so many bad chemicals. But there have been studies done on the aspects of nicotine. Yes, I do have asthma. It can be pretty bad. I actually, in the last year, have gotten prescription for a nebulizer, and I have used it quite a bit. Not recently as much, but I should, because like right now, even I can feel that my chest is a bit congested and needs to be opened up, and I may do a breathing treatment later. But the nicotine is actually an anti-inflammatory, so it helps with opening up the bronchial tubes. Curry and spicy food can open up. I cannot do curry at all. Because of my bowel issues, I cannot do curry at all. I currently use the mouthpiece on my nebulizer because I don't have a mask that fits. I prefer mask because then it's a lot easier to breathe and talk and things like that. But when I'm in the hospital, I use a mask. I love spicy food, but I can't do much of it. I have to be really careful because I have no colon. Therefore, the food is not digesting and absorbing into the body. Therefore, if I eat something spicy, it's going right through and it will literally burn my butt. I mean, burn. Very, very painful. So I have to watch what I eat. I eat a lot of stuff. Like, I can eat a wide range of stuff, but I have to watch what I eat. But yeah, I do need a neb mask. It helps. It works a lot better for me than a mouthpiece. I really can't stand the mouthpieces, but yeah. Not like a rash. It literally will make burns on my skin because mixed with spicy and acid from your intestine and your stomach, I literally have gotten like chemical type burns on my butt from food I ate. So I have to be very careful what especially when it comes to like spicy and things like that, what I eat. I can do some hot sauce if it's mixed into things. If I make my bean dip, I put like probably a good tablespoon of hot sauce into it. But that's a pound of beans being ground up mixed with a tablespoon. It's not that much. But I have to be careful what stuff I eat. If it's mixed with stuff like a meat or a bread or something, it's not so bad. But I have to be very careful. Because I have actually literally had burns on my skin from it. Oh my God. Hi, Mid America. Or Zach. It's good to see you. Someone like you took something out. Like someone. Yeah, kind of. It's been like, I've actually had like blisters form. And it's not fun at all. It's really not. That's something that you learn as time goes on with not having a colon. It's not fun. I mean, my body's adjusted to it. Granted, I do really well considering. I know a lot of people with my disease who have had the same surgeries and they don't do well at all. Like they have to be much more picky about what they eat. In reality, I should be eating completely pureed food because I don't digest. I don't absorb the nutrients from food. So that's one reason I struggle with the weight loss is because I don't absorb nutrients properly. My body just stores the fat because it thinks I'm starving. So it stores the fat so I gain the weight, which is very, very frustrating for me. But no, it's something that I've had to learn over the years. I eat a lot of what I shouldn't just because I like it. Like I should not be eating vegetables that are raw or vegetables that aren't blended up, but I love them so much that I do it anyway. And then I pay for it. Do I have to be careful with milk? No, not really. I hate the taste of milk. The only dairy products I eat are like cheese and yogurt. I do drink almond milk instead, but I don't really have an issue with lactose intolerance at all. If I do a lot of dairy products, sometimes it'll affect it, but more than anything, I have to watch my raw vegetable and fruit intake. And sorry for the funny face because it's bright out. My Bell's palsy is kind of acting up a bit. It's weird. But like I cannot eat I can't eat carrots very much at all, especially raw. And I love carrots. I like to dip them in ranch. I like to cook them with like a little bit of brown sugar glaze. I like to eat them with peanut butter. I love carrot sticks and things like that. But it actually has the opposite effect that I want. It is the one food that I know will bind me up like no tomorrow. And that's hard to do when you don't have a colon. But yeah, I can't really, like I would sit there and eat a whole bag of baby carrots before this and love it. I can't do that anymore. No, it's just that if you'll notice over time, like this eye and this side of my face will kind of stop moving. And I can feel it going kind of numb. I had Bell's palsy, which is the paralyzation of the seventh cranial nerve. And it causes like a droopy face. In my case, it almost feels like it gets tight, but it causes this eye to not open very much. And it causes this side of my mouth not to move very often at all. And it happens when it's like really bright outside a lot, or if I get really cold, then it starts to paralyze. Sometimes this is a sign of a seizure, but I don't think it is right now. But I literally can't. I can feel the pressure that I'm putting on my face right now, but I can't feel the actual finger itself. So it's weird. But sometimes if I massage it, it'll loosen up a little bit. But yeah. So yeah, I love carrots and I can eat some, but I have to be careful. I can't eat apples because I am allergic to them and they give me severe migraines. So, the only way I can eat an apple is if it's cooked or if it's juiced. Sometimes I can do that. And wow, this is getting rough. Come on, face. Because of all the allergens that have been going on, it's also affecting this. So, It's annoying. But my uncle had Bell's palsy, and his was the type where his eye wouldn't close. Like my eye just wants to go like this, whereas his was like open, and he had to use drops and everything. Like it was, we actually thought I was having a stroke the first time I had it because it started like I could feel weird numbness in my face, and then it paralyzed. And my mom, like I was at college at the time, I was in a college class when it started. Like this part of my face was going numb, just like this little patch, and it spread. And I'm like, my mom's like, we need to get you to the ER right now. So we went to the ER. They found out it was not a stroke, and he's like, you have Bell's palsy. So, and he told me that it will flare up. He's like, especially if you're in really bright light, or if there's like a temperature change or weather change, you will have issues with it. And I do, like, especially because I should probably close my blind. That might help it out a little bit. But then my cat gets mad and is like, why can't I go in my window? But, yeah. Mm-hmm. They've actually checked me for strokes on multiple occasions. I've had like weird numbness in my like arms and stuff, and they're like, "Oh, we need to check for stroke." It wasn't that long ago. I had a really bad headache, and I was like having numbness all down one side, and they actually kind of jumped into action pretty quick with that. But yeah, a lot of times it's the sign of a seizure. I'm not thinking it's seizure today. I don't feel it, but I'll be careful and keep an eye out just in case, you know. Thankfully, I don't really have anything I have to do. I do need to do my dishes, but oh well. That may have to wait. Yeah, I'm petting the kitty. Want to come say hi to the peoples? Want to come say hi? Oh, come here. Hello, buddy. Oh, yeah. Snuggles from the kitty. He has been such a good boy since his surgery. He's so much better. It's nice to not have him in pain all the time. Yeah. Thank you, Tristan. He is a purebred, I think it's Seal Point Siamese, or I don't know what they call it exactly, but he's my baby. He was actually rescued from my previous roommate. She did not care for him well. And when she moved out, I basically told her, you're not taking the cat. And she had not had him into the vet in probably 8 years. And he was throwing up a lot. We had to switch his food, and that helped. But he was still doing a lot of throwing up and everything, and he had horrible breath. And I finally took him into the vet just to get his shots and everything. So, because we were moving and stuff, and we had to have him, they wanted him to have current shots. And found out that he actually had horrible teeth. And it turns out he has feline oral resorptive lesions. Okay, Dynasty, see you later. Thank you for stopping by. And he ended up having 8 teeth removed. On this side of his face, he literally has no teeth from here all the way back on the top side. They had to do a lot of his extractions. She said he's been in pain for years, and that he she had to do it. And we ended up spending $1,100 on him to get that done. And it's made night and day difference. No bad breath. And he's so much calmer. You can obviously tell he's not in pain anymore. He does make silly face, don't you? He probably will have to have another tooth extraction here in a year or so. We'll see. You have a purebred German Shepherd, and she's, oh my goodness. We actually grew up with a German Shepherd and purebred. They told us he was the runt. He ended up being almost 100 pounds. He was not a runt, but he was a wonderful, wonderful pet. We had to put him down when he was 13 because they think he had colon cancer, but he became just so so sick and weak that we knew it was his time. And he was seriously the best pet ever. He was such a sweetheart. Stay strong. Please remember that the video. I will do that. Do you ever try adding overnight heavy poise pad or Tena overnight bladder pads? No. If I put anything in my diaper, it will be a flow through booster. Currently, we have the power ups from ABU. We also really like the ones from North Shore. So that's what we use booster pads. We do not using anything like a Poise or Tena is not a great idea because it does have the plastic. It is not a flow through. I like the flow through because otherwise it can be more leading to leaks. Hello, Indo. But yeah, I will double up. So I will put a booster or two in there at times, depending on what diaper I'm using, especially with the ABUs. I find I need them more with the ABUs. No, I do not. I tend to need boosters more with the ABUs. With my Tykables, I almost never need a booster. But with the ABUs, I definitely find they don't hold as much. I'm waiting for the Tykables to bring back the XLs, and it doesn't look like they told me we will have them back this year. Nah, I doubt it. They're not bringing them back. But yeah, okay. But yeah, I'm really careful how I do boosters, but they do definitely help. You're such a silly kitty. Yes, you are. He always does this. He just puts his head back and forces me to give him kisses, and that's kind of funny. He's a lover. Wow. My dad had a cat before I was born. They got him about a year before I was born. And that cat actually was my buddy. He was the cat. My first word was kitty. This is how much I love this cat. And for 10 years, he and I were best buddies. He slept with me every night, and he was awesome. And then one night he didn't come inside, and it turns out that we found him in the morning. He had been struck by lightning, and he died. And I was very, very sad. And probably this cat is honestly the best cat I've had since then. I've had a lot of cats since Ricky, but Tigger was really great, but Snitch is just seriously so bonded. He's so snuggly. Growing up, none of our cats were really snuggly. I think it's because we were let them adjust, let them get used to us, and then it just turned into they're not real snuggly. But Snitch is just such a snuggle bug. He would do this all day long if I would let him. And he is such a sweetheart. And he is about 8 or 9 years old now. Hershey bar, that's cute. I probably wouldn't have chosen the name Snitch for him. Honestly, I would call him Stitch because he's a twerp and he's a mischievous little guy like Stitch. But he is seriously my constant companion. He's made such a difference in my life. He is so calming and such a great pet to have. And he literally spends 24/7. If I go to a different room, 99 times out of 10, he will follow me. I like my diaper very thick. I like the thick diaper as well. The issues I run into with diapers is that I have thunder thighs. So the thighs tend to squash the diaper in between the legs. And I would like it not to do that. So boosting helps with that. I have cat hair all in my mouth now. Give me cat hair in mouth. Yeah. I think he's getting hungry. He woke up late. He didn't wake me up till 11:30, so he's off schedule. What do you see? You see the fly, don't you? Go find him. But I do like thick diapers. Um, I just it tends to be because I take them on and off to go poop all the time. A lot of times I will outlast a diaper. Both the dog. Yeah, this cat is a bit of a shedder. He's not horrible, except for when I'm sitting here petting him and he's in my face. Then I get hair all over me. But Siamese cats are actually thought to be fairly hypoallergenic because usually what people react to is the saliva of a cat. And Siamese cats don't have that as much. However, my roommate's father is deathly allergic to Siamese cats, which is interesting. She's actually also somewhat allergic to cats, but she's not really allergic to him. So, but also feeding pets like cats a grain-free diet also helps with that. So some sort of enzyme they produce in their saliva makes people allergic to them. But this little guy, he's just my baby. He is such a sweetheart, and I absolutely adore him. Yes, I have had so many times when I cook, because my cat is such a twerp. He sits up on the counter while I cook or something, and then I get cat hair in my food. It's lovely. But I wouldn't trade him for the world. He is such a sweetheart. He is seriously like the best animal. I have my bird, and my bird is a great little guy. He's a sweetheart when he wants to be. He's been molting lately, so he looks like he's been in a fight. He looks so terrible, and he's such a brat right now. He's so grumpy. And I think I just didn't really like with my bird. I didn't play with him as much as I should when I first got him when he was a baby. So he's not as super friendly. Plus, my father tortured him by like constantly sticking his finger in there, and he does not like that. So he really likes to be in his cage and just chilling out. But he does love to like come out and hang out with me. Like he'll come and sit on my chest and just snuggle under a blanket or something like that, or he'll play up on the couch. He is a really great bird. You know, he's not too loud. He's not obnoxious. He doesn't talk a ton. He only says pretty bird. So he's not like a crazy, I'm going to talk constantly type of bird, which I wish he would have learned more phrases, but he didn't. I tried. I literally had like 10 phrases I tried to teach him, and he only picked up Pretty Bird and Andy Griffith. So he's not a real loud bird, but he and the cat get along pretty good. Currently, my diaper shipment is sitting in front of the bird cage, and the cat has just been sitting up on the box, hanging out with the bird. And they just like the bird just sits there and gives him kisses and tells him he's a pretty bird and things like that. It's really funny. But I've raised my bird to be used to pets, to be used to cats and dogs. So it doesn't really faze him. Like he'll hiss at the cat every now and then, but it doesn't really faze him at all. Like when I was living with my mom a few years ago, when I moved back to New York, my sister's cat was staying with us, and she would just sit up on top of the cage with the bird all the time, and he would just talk to her. And so he's pretty used to cats being around. But yeah. No, this kitty is seriously, I love him to death. Some of my buddies on Discord hate him because he's a loudmouth. Like when he meows, and he's a loudmouth, but he's just such a sweetheart. And since his surgery, he has been much quieter. He's not really as in much pain and stuff. Oh, is Mama petting our ears? Or you want me to do the insane? In the dishwasher lid. Snitch does climb up on the dishwasher every now and then, but he mostly just sits on the counter. He will climb. He's been taught. So when they first got him, they trained them that if you're going to be in the kitchen, you're going to have a little towel or something that you sit on and you stay there while we cook. So he's been trained to do that for his whole life. So my boyfriend is like, no animals up on the counter. He doesn't listen. So I've kind of given up at this point trying to sorry, Discord stuff going on I need to kind of pay attention to, but trying to sit with me, and my boyfriend tries to get him to stay off the counter, and I've given up. He loves to sit on pot holders. If he finds a pot holder anywhere in the kitchen, he will sit. If he fits, he sits. So a lot of times he'll find like a towel or a dish rag on the counter, and he'll sit with me while I cook and do dishes. And I've kind of given up at this point with that. All right, let me check this real quick here. What is going on? Sorry, guys, I gotta read this real quick because I'm a mod on a Discord server. Okay. All right. Joys of being a mod. But yeah, 80-pound dog. Oh yeah, that would break that in a heartbeat. Yeah. Okay, Kitty, you gotta get off my chest now. He's gonna get all grumpy too. He'll probably try to get back on down. But all right, y'all. I am probably gonna go ahead and end stream because I'm really tired and I need to eat some food. Lid touches the ground when he, yeah. But I'm gonna go get some food and I'm gonna probably watch some TV for a little while and think of something to draw. So I will see you all later. Thank you so much for joining stream. I really appreciate it. No, it wasn't anything fantastic, but it was nice to talk to you guys. I wanted to kind of do it because I'm not going to be doing a ton of videos in the next couple of weeks. So, yeah, but thank you guys so much for watching, and I will be around some other time. So, bye, guys.